Hello, everyone. Welcome to Goss with CD. Sometimes I get tempted to say, "Welcome to Goss according to CD." Are we anticipating just a bit of an amendment here? Because I'm always tempted to say that. Goss according to CD. Does that sound like okay? Anyways, let's talk about the Goss guy. The Goss that is coming from Miss Universe organization. It is wow. Miss Argentina lit up some fires, y'all, with her interview that she had with. I always have a problem pronouncing this seismology or whatever it is. This big pageant YouTuber who basically now almost like a news channel size type of YouTuber and influential in the beauty space. So she had a Miss. This is Miss Universe Argentina Magali. I'm not gonna mention her name because I don't want to butcher people's name. I think Magali it is easier to pronounce. So Miss Universe Argentina has been dethroned. She's been dethroned by Miss Argentina organization as well as Miss Universe. So she's no longer allowed or able to refer to herself or people to refer to her as Miss Universe Argentina. Now, what's going on? So Miss Universe Argentina, formerly, this girl, I did see this last week, but it was in Spanish. I was like, okay, clearly there's a lot going on. You remember these girls at Miss Universe 2024, they signed NDAs. These are non-disclosure agreements that they're not allowed to talk about what happened in Mexico or what happens in Mexico. Just like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas type of situation, they did it in Mexico. We did see also Miss Fiji. She tried our Miss Universe South Africa's roommate, Mia LaRue. That girl, I think it's Mishka, her name. She tried, but she kind of like threw in some few things and then she deleted that video. And we were like, there's tea definitely that was happening in Mexico. Which now, when I am listening to the translators of this tea from Miss Universe Argentina, Mugali, I'm like, what? This girl, she went to town, y'all. The first thing that she made allegations of was Dominican Republic. Guys, you already knew what my attitude was towards Miss Dominican Republic. Some of you did not like when I said the girl has an attitude. Now comes, remember Miss Panama? Miss Panama was dethroned. The reason why she was dethroned, there were rumors that she was a roommate with Miss Dominican Republic, where they actually threw hands. But we heard a different story, right? And we'll hear what Miss Argentina says about that. So she says, Miss let me say DR. Miss DR had a bad attitude. That's what she said. Contestants did not like Miss DR. She did not deserve any placement. She says, this is Miss Argentina. She did not deserve to place top 30. And she said that she doesn't have nice things to say about Miss DR. I also don't have nice things to say about Miss DR because I noticed her attitude when she was contesting for what's that other pageant? That other pageant is taking place. It's gonna take place very soon. Come on, the one. Sorry, the one that it will come back to me. It will come back to me. I'll come back to that. Then her second allegations was that the dethroning of Miss Panama was more than meets the eye. The story that Miss Universe organization gave us ain't it. And I felt it. Remember, I told you guys allegedly there was throwing of hands between Miss Panama and Miss DR because Miss Panama felt that Miss DR was giving her attitude like she was better than her. Remember that? Then Miss Panama was sent home, dethroned as Miss Universe Panama because she brought her boyfriend to Mexico and she left the room and went to spend time with her boyfriend when they were all not allowed to leave the hotel room because they were in Mexico. Remember that? Well, Miss Argentina says, boo S. That's what she say. She says, that was BS. That's not what happened. But it is more than meets the eye. I think she did not want to delve into it because of the NDA and the conduct that they needed to uphold as queens in that pageant. The third allegation was about Miss Brazil, y'all. You remember Miss Brazil? She looks so petite, so nice and beautiful and innocent. No, turns out she also has a bad attitude. Miss Argentina says because she's a woman who also understands and speaks Portuguese, and Miss Brazil, who is a Portuguese speaker, she went up to her and spoke some Portuguese, basically just to introduce herself in Portuguese and maybe build some kind of sisterhood. But Miss Brazil just gave her the side eye, replied to her in English, and she disappeared into the crowds, and she was avoiding Miss Argentina at every turn that she could. And she was speaking to all the other girls in English, posh English. I was like, okay, I get it. How you might be hurt by you are excited because this type of environment, this is an environment where you build sisterhood, friendships, get to know each other, get excited about things that if you're like a different, I don't know, race or even a different tribe and you speak my language, I get very, very proud. And I will stick by you because I would assume you understand my culture. You understand? But not Miss Brazil. She gave Miss Argentina the icy cold shoulder. And as a result of that, she feels like Miss Brazil, she's not a good girl. She's not a good person at all. So she felt, nah, that's not good. And then the fourth allegation that Miss Argentina came up with was a lot of the contestants had their own hair and makeup and stylists. Remember Miss Panama? Apparently one of the reasons why in fact, the main reason why she was let go is because she came with her own makeup artists. Remember that? Now, while we're finding out that all the contestants came, or most of the contestants came with their own makeup artists, stylists, and hairstylists. How's that possible? Because we know that Miss Universe organization provided all of that resources. So that is why Miss Argentina says the dethroning of Miss Panama is more than meets the eye. Miss Argentina was not finished. She went to Miss Puerto Rico. She says Miss Puerto Rico was very friendly. Okay, she says Miss Puerto Rico was not very friendly. She was too focused on the competition. She was not making any friends, and therefore it made her like a snob like. And then I'm like, okay, I get it. You are in a competition because this is the greatest competition on earth, the number one and biggest competition, beauty competition on earth. So yeah, I get it that we are not friends. We're here to compete against each other. But to be too focused on that, how about having fun, letting your hair loose, and building some kind of queenship with the other queens? Gone are the days where the beauty space was about sisterhood as well. You remember Miss Congeniality, Miss this and Miss that in between the competition, they will get those awards. I think since they were taken away, some girls, they turned into ice queens, in my own opinion. So Miss Puerto Rico may have suffered from that syndrome, ice queen syndrome, because she was just focused on the competition. But I also don't blame her because this is a competition after all. you know. And then the sixth accusation was about Miss Peru. Now, she did not say anything about Tatiana Carmel that was negative. It was mostly constructive criticism on Tatiana Carmel. She says she's a very, very pure hearted with soft personality. Her only issue is she was not standing out. She was also too focused on the competition. And if she stood out a little bit more, Miss Argentina believes that she would have made it all the way, at least up to the top two. Meaning, if Miss Denmark is the winner, Miss Tatiana would have been the runner-up or even the winner. That is what Miss Argentina says about Miss Peru, that she was not standing out. Had she stood out, she would have made it very far in the competition, possibly even winning the competition. Then she held back by saying winning the competition. And I was like, why did she hold back from saying winning the competition? Wait and you will find out. I'm telling you, Miss Argentina was everywhere on everybody. Then she goes to the seventh accusation about the winner, Miss Denmark. Yeah, the reigning Miss Universe queen. Oh, and she did not hold back on this girl. She did not hold back on this girl. Now, first thing she says, that Miss Denmark did not deserve to be within the top 12, let alone winning. But within the top 12, she did not deserve that. The second thing she says, what they call this? She says that Miss Argentina says that she felt disrespected to be in the top 12 with Miss Denmark. I'm like, ouch, what did she do? What did she do? Then she continues to say that she did not congratulate Miss Denmark after she won Miss Universe. You know how the girls would run and embrace the winner? Miss Argentina says, I did not do no such. I didn't even say congratulations. Now the question was, why? Did they ever fight? Do a throw of hands? What's going on? Turns out that there was indeed a conflict between Miss Argentina and Miss Denmark behind the scenes. They had a bit of exchange of words. And Miss Argentina says the reason why she was having an issue with Miss Denmark is that she was getting special treatment. That is actually accusation number 8. I think if it's not accusation number 9. Before let's finish this one before we get to that one. She says, yeah, they had exchange of words, not nice words behind the scenes during rehearsals, and so she felt that Miss Denmark did not deserve to win Miss Universe 2024. I'm like, okay, but I'm not getting much. I want to hear that they would throw of hands or pulling of hair and all that stuff. No. Then you would think that Miss Argentina would stop at Miss Universe, the reigning queen. No. She continues. She went on for the top 5. Ooh, the things that she says about the top 5, y'all. Some of them are quite shocking, but some of us will understand this pageant. And if you go to my live that is on my other channel, Clancy's on Business, you would hear me say, hi, Bokante, what exactly were the judges looking for in 2024? This pageant is so confusing. This is what I say. During the competition, I just did not understand while I was watching it. I'm like, what's going on with Miss Universe? Turns out I was not the only one, because the reactions from beauty pageant world was similar to my confusion. Then Argentina's like, let me tell y'all what was going down. All right. She says, Miss Argentina says that the top 5 of the Miss Universe 2024 was completely rigged. Yes, she went there. She says, according to her observation of the judges who were looking at each other in confusion, and they were like, okay, every time a top 5 contestant was announced, The judges will look at each other in confusion. The second announcement, same look. Third, same look. Fourth announcement, same look. All the way to the fifth, it was just same look of confusion. Like, wait a minute, this is not what we scored. And this is not what the votes were saying. So why the stage is getting a different announcement while in real fact, according to her, the contestants or the candidates were different. I can't believe that because I was shocked myself. I think you guys will hear in that live of mine, if you listen to my live, Miss Mexico. I was like, wait, Miss Mexico shouldn't even have made it in the top 30, in my opinion. Let alone has gone as far as being the third, what do you call this? The second, what do you call the second, what do you call that thing again? The second runner-up. Second runner-up. I think that was Miss Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm like, wow. And then even with the top 12 itself, I was like, wait a minute, this does not look right. Anyways, we get to find out from Miss Argentina or former Miss Argentina, why was that so? She continues, sisters, saying that, yeah, it was rigged. The top 5 was rigged. It was not what the judges determined through the voting and the scoring of the judges as well. The 9th accusation is that she felt almost... Here's the reason why she felt the way she felt about Miss Denmark. She says that prior to Mexico, she found out from some grape divine, is it how you call it? Grapevine, that the winner of Miss Universe 2024 is not going to come out from the Latin world or girls with black hair. I was like, if that's the case, then I'm looking at our Mia LaRue. Mia LaRue, she's not blonde. She doesn't have black hair either. So she's what? A brunette? But a brunette is almost close to black hair. So she was not going to come back home with a crown as we thought she was. Because Miss Argentina, her national director, meaning Miss Argentina organization, came up to her and said, listen, before going to Mexico, you're going to have to color your hair blonde lighter. Do you know what that means? Your hair must almost look like that of Barbie doll. If you look at Miss Denmark, how is her blonde hair look like? Yeah, that type. So that is what Miss Argentina organization advised her to do prior to Mexico. Now, the question is, this director or the organization, how did they find out that the reigning queen for 2024 is going to be a blue-eyed blonde girl that looks like a Barbie doll rather than an ordinary girl that comes from anywhere in the world? Clearly, there was never going to be a black girl winning Miss Universe either because she's got black hair, dark skin, and no blue eyes either. So, was the competition rigged? Listen to what Miss Argentina continues to say. She says that it was pointless for her to go to Mexico, but she did it anyway because, I mean, the country needs to be represented, and it's not about her, it's about her country. So she says that Miss Universe 2024 was looking for a different prototype winner without black hair. I was like, okay, all right. Then she continues to say that, yeah, as far as she's concerned, about 93% of the world population was excluded by Miss Universe organization in 2024 because most of the world does have dark or black hair. I was like, okay, I get you, girl. Now I'm starting to think about our Miss South Africa. I do believe the story of Vertigo. I really do. But now I'm having this other side of me that says, what did she find out? What did she find? Because we know as South Africans, number one, we are not going to come out and say anything negative and jeopardize the next queen's chance of winning the platform. I mean, the crown. So I still believe the Vertigo story. I do. I do. I don't know about you, but I do. Then Miss Argentina further says that her national director, I already said this, asked her to color her hair blonde lighter. Then she goes on to the 10th accusation. She says that Miss Denmark was given special treatment. She says this is another reason why I was having issues with this girl. Now, this is Mexico, guys. And in Mexico, it's known to have your cartels. And these cartels, some of them, I don't know how true this is. They were eyeing for some girls to hold them for ransoms and things like that, right? So, of course, Mexico needs to take the responsibility and accountability with its safety and security resources to make sure that none of these girls, they are endangered in any way. All right. So they were very protected. We did see the protection around them as well. Each girl had a security and a Miss Universe staff to take her to the bus, I think chaperone them and all of that stuff. However, Miss Denmark, her security detail looked like that of a president while she was still a contestant. Days before the finale, she was surrounded by 4 security guards and 4 Miss Universe staff. They were following her everywhere she went, sat with her when she ate, and all of that stuff. While all the other girls, they had 1 security and 1 staff member. So to her, it said, she thought, that is going to be our next Miss Universe. She's being treated like Miss Universe already. So she's definitely the winner. So she already saw the rigging before the rigging rigged, allegedly. Wow. I don't know how I would feel about that as well. I really don't know how I would feel about that. And then again, it brings me back to our Miss South Africa, Umia LaRue. I mean, we are a nation of honesty. We are a nation that respects the principle of competition. We respect competition. And when we see things that are wrong, we tend to pull out because we don't want to be associated with anything that is going to jeopardize our morality. But I still believe the Vertigo story. I still do. Going on to allegation number 11, Miss Argentina. Miss Argentina then made a similar analogy as me. Remember, I always said that when I gave reasons why I think Miss Denmark was going to win is because Miss Universe is losing. In fact, not just Miss Universe, all the beauty competition are losing momentum in Europe. And I felt that if Miss Denmark win, it would be to revive that love for pageantry, as well as European countries buying licenses to host or to have and run for Miss Universe in 2025 going forward. So that is why I think Miss Denmark would win, or Miss Sweden. That was my analogy. Miss Argentina was like, yep. That what is one of the reasons why Miss Denmark won the Miss Universe 2024, because Miss Universe organization wants to expand the market in Europe by getting more European countries to buy Miss Universe license. I believe that. That one, I said it way before. And when Miss Denmark won, I was like, okay, I think I may be vindicated a bit. Yeah. Anyways, she goes on with her final accusation. And now this one, I feel like it was out of order, but at the same time, you're just like, I don't know, I wasn't there. Seriously, I wasn't there. She says that the first accusation is about Miss Universe and the affair she was allegedly having with the CEO, owner, and president of Miss Universe organization, Raul. I was like, I don't know if you guys have looked at Raul before. Yeah, that gentleman. Yeah, this one right here. When you look at this guy, what comes to mind? What comes to mind? I mean, I'll tell you what. I'm terrified. I don't know why. In Zulu, sithi umuntu onedumbu uyebo. Anyways, I don't mean ngiyamsaba. I don't want to lie. So Miss Argentina says that there is an affair, either an affair going on or something smelly around that, or something romantic that is taking place behind the scenes. I was like, oh, I don't know that. I think that is a little bit out of order, even if it was true. And then at the end of the day, when all it was said and done, Miss Universe organization, together with Miss Argentina, they dropped a statement jointly, basically to strip Magali the title of Miss Universe Argentina. So meaning she was dethroned twice. She was dethroned as Miss Argentina as well as Miss Universe Argentina. So she's not able to use the title in Miss Universe Argentina 2024. So that's the tea, guys. That's the tea. And from what I am hearing from some grapevine is that there are more dethroning emanating. And I think Miss Fiji, remember Miss Fiji? Is it Finland or Fiji? Come on, guys. I forget now. Mia LaRue's roommate. I think she may be one of them. Because she's the first one who spoke out and said she won't even allow her daughter to enter Miss Universe in its current form and with the current management. I'm like, oh, girl, tell us some more. This thing of telling us in bits and pieces. Now, this is my thing. I think now that Miss Argentina is free, I mean, I don't think the NDA applies anymore. She's going to spill more tea. I think whatever she withheld, she's going to release it now. I don't know if it was a smart move to dethrone her and then let her be like a runaway train, because she's going to be a runaway train. Or keep her with that crown on her head, because that NDA will still be applicable even after she has crowned a new queen. Yeah, she'll still apply. She will still be Miss Universe Argentina 2024 for the rest of her life. But it is what it is. So that's the tea, guys. That's the tea. Now I'm going to hunt for tea happening in Dubai. Miss World. Please don't leave this video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And I'll see you later. Goodbye.